Do you know what? Yeah, just a quick little one. As a man, you really need to have your finances in order, man. As a man, you cannot be struggling for bills, man. As a man, obviously, man for not live at a woman's house, yeah? But let's say a woman lives at your yard. That's the way it's supposed to be. You know, Genghis Khan, none of these kings, sultans, mafia bosses and that, none of them live at their baby mom's yard, innit? The baby mom live with them, innit? Yeah, their woman lives with them, innit? But let's say, for example, yeah, you got your own yard and that, and your woman lives with you as it's supposed to be. Your woman lives at your yard as it's supposed to be and that. You shouldn't need her to pay 50-50. I made a video about this the other day. Basically, my girl said the electric cut out. Anyway, I've gone down back to my yard because I was just around the corner. Asked her to give me the electric key so I can go and top up. And I said to her, joke. Well, I wasn't even joking when I said it. I was joking, but I didn't say it in a joking way. I was like, listen, yeah, money's kind of tight right now. I mean, as soon as I said that, she knows she's probably calling bullshit in her head, innit? I was like, yeah, I'm gonna need you to go halves with me on the electric key. She just looked at me, she didn't even respond. She knows it's bullshit, she knows it was a joke, innit? But a certain man right now, that is the situation, that's the case for them, innit? Even like, so what's inspired me to make this video quickly? I just come from the petrol station right now. I'm in Wood Green. I'm about to go to the infamous Chicken Express, the best chicken and chip shop in North London, innit? I was just at the petrol station. Obviously, man's gone over to like Northwest London to drop off my motorbike and that. There's something wrong with it. She's sick at the moment and that. On the way back, I needed to get some petrol. Really and truly, I should have got petrol when I went there. Oh, for fuck's sake. One sec. I don't want to get caught in one of these yellow box junctions and that. God, that's a ticket. Respect. So anyway, as I'm on my way back to Wood Green now, obviously man's stopped off in the petrol station. Obviously man's got an empty tank basically in here, so I've just full tanked it now, filled up to the brim, gone in the petrol station and that. And obviously there's a few not stations, but yeah, I guess you could call it station, pay pumps. There's a few pumps and that in it. I even forgot what number I was at. She said to me, £68. I didn't even know how much it costs. You see, there's certain people right now, they're driving a car and that, when they go to fill up and that, they're watching the petrol gauge, you know. They're watching it because they can't go over a certain amount. Yeah, they've only got a certain budget for their petrol. And I didn't even know. I had to double check. Like, yeah, it's number 2. So if £68 is number 2, then that's what it is, isn't it? I never want to be in a position where I go to the fuel station and that, and I'm watching the gauge. Obviously, when the petrol went up mad sky high, like £1.80 per litre and that, obviously man was watching the fuel gauge and that. I was thinking, blood, this is a fucking rip-off. But at the end of the day, it didn't affect my pockets and that. It's just, you know, you're conscious of it. Like, blood, man's actually paying, you get me £1.80 now instead of £1.30, £1.40 and that. It's like if they put, what do you call it? Toothpaste up to £5. You know the cost of living and that, all the groceries and that's gone up now. If they put toothpaste up to £5, yeah, it's gonna burn me to pay £5 for toothpaste because out of principle, toothpaste shouldn't cost that much. But it's not gonna burn my pockets. It will burn me in terms of principle, but it's not gonna burn my pockets. Just like when they put bleach up and that. Me, I just buy bleach and throw it down the toilet. Yeah, man, a clean freak. You see my yard, didn't it? Yeah, I'm an OCD clean freak, innit? Yeah, I'm a germaphobe. Man, I don't like germs and that. I'll buy bleach and just throw it down the drain. So bleach before was like 30p. They pushed it up to like 60. I was vexed out of principle. It's not burning my pockets, but it's burning me out of principle and that. But blood, man, them, and I'm gonna make a video soon. I don't know. Obviously, I'll make sure I drop that video before I drop this one. But basically, blood, if you become an electrician or a gas engineer or a tradesperson and that, blood, you know how much money you can fucking make just being self-employed. I'm not even talking about just your own works, your own jobs, your own business and that. I'm talking about even just working for a company. If you're on price work, blood, I've done my numbers, I've done my invoices and that. This is the highest one I've had so far. It is the highest one I've had so far at this workplace. Come up to £2,000, you know, for 1 week, blood. Typically, it's like 1,400, 1,500 after tax or whatever. Sometimes before tax, it just depends on the week. Man's had some dead weeks, don't get it twisted, where it's only £1,000 I get paid for the week. Now, certain you lot watching this right now, will think £1,000 for the week, that's good money, innit? Nah, man, my money blueprint is a lot higher, innit? Yeah, £1,000 for the week is the rock bottom bare minimum. Man wanna be on at least 1,400 worst case scenario, best good case scenario 1,500, 1,600 a week. man, you can earn some serious money. Like I say, obviously the infamous Holman job, man was earning $2.5 grand a week, and that obviously that was working every week every day underneath the sun and every hour under the sun. But yeah, I developed that strong work ethic when I was working at the Tottenham Stadium, and that was the first time I really got a taste of good and big money. Obviously, man's doing 70, 80 hour weeks. Man's clocking in at 7:30, leaving at 10 o'clock at night. Clocking in at 8, leaving in at like 11 o'clock at night sometimes, innit? Taking home 1,800 after tax, working at that Tottenham Stadium. So when I worked at that Tottenham Stadium, that was before man was working at that Holborn job, like a year before. Imagine, I was at the Tottenham Stadium for like, I don't even know if it was like, I really don't know. I don't know if it was like 10 weeks or 15 weeks. I can't even remember. It could have been less. I remember man saved that like 19 grand, you know. Imagine that. Saved that like 19 grand. Maybe about, I don't know, maybe like 16, 17, 18 grand, something like that. I can't really remember it. But man saved up a lot of money just in a few short weeks. Obviously, it's because man has I have low outgoings. Yeah? Man don't drive no 500, 600 pound a month Mercedes or BMW or Audi Q7 or Jaguar and that. I keep it humble and that. So that's why man's able to save money. The fact that I keep it humble, when they rise, when the cost of living rises up, yeah, when the cost of living gets more expensive and that, it don't affect me, because I'm always in a situation where I'm able to save my money and that. Even when they do raise the cost of living, okay, I'm not able to save £1,000 this month. It's £800 this month. Yeah, this woman just talking some yardie chat. I don't know if you can hear her, but yeah, yeah. When you earn a high wage, you live frugal and you save a lot of money. Even when they rise the cost of living and that, it don't affect you, blood. It just means, oh, you cannot save £1,000 this month. It's £800, blood. The people them that live paycheck to paycheck, they got high outgoings and that, they ain't got much money saved. As soon as the cost of living goes up and the price of things go up, that's it. They're in trouble, blood. They're in deficit, blood. They're using credit cards just to keep up with their bank, their monthly payments and that, their direct debits and that. They're using payday loans to make their monthly payments and that, keep up with their direct debits. I'm just outside the chicken and chip shop, about to end the video still. Look at the smile on my face, you know. Yeah, I see one video. I've done a reaction video to it. I don't know if it's come out yet, but it's called The Tyranny of Payday Loans. And there was one guy, I mean, he looked old, but he was young, like 25. He took out a payday loan. Now, what happened was, obviously, his direct debits and that were about to come out, and he was about to fall short on his monthly payments and that. So what he did was, just to tie him over, he took out a payday loan. But then what happened was, he couldn't pay the payday loan back, so he had to take out another payday loan to pay for this payday loan. That's it. You're down the rabbit hole. Yeah? You're in a whirlpool of debt, blood. Life can be an upward spiral, and also, obviously, you know already, life can be a downward spiral, but it also can be a upward spiral. But definitely, my man's entered a downward spiral. What's an upward spiral? So like me, man bought one property 6 years ago, yeah? Boom. 5 years later, I bought a next property, and then just after that, I bought a next property and that. Now, the property that I bought 6 years ago, that's my main residence, and that's where I live, that's where you see me do all the videos and that. I can borrow money against the property, yeah? I can pull out 30, 40 grand and go and buy a next property and that. That's an upward spiral. Give it 2-3 years and that. Make me renovate those properties and that. Make me reconfigure my one bed flats. So the 2 flats that I got are 1 bed flats. But there's a way where you can move the kitchen into the living room and make that kitchen / open living room space. And the old kitchen, you can turn that into a bedroom. So now you've got a 2-bed flat. What I'll try and do is I'll try and put up a floor plans of one of my properties and show you how you can do it and that. But yeah, once you create an extra bedroom space, now the property goes up from being 130 to 140, 145, just depends on that. So yeah, those properties there, if I reconfigure them, right then and there it'll be worth more, but if I leave it for 2-3 years, they've gone up in value. My first property that I bought, sorry, my second buy to let, hold on, see, this is what happens. When you got so much properties and that, and you're doing well for yourself, you forget, fam, you trip up on your words and that, blood. So, my second property that I bought, which was my first buy to let, that one there, I bought it for 105, now it's worth 120. That's just market value. No one's even come to assess it. If people then came to assess my property, it'd be worth 130 because of the work that I've done to it. Yeah, so that's without it going up. That's without even waiting a few years and that. So life can be an upward spiral and life can be a downward spiral. Life can be a downward spiral, taking out all these cards, a credit card paying, running up credit card debt, payday loans and that, leasing, financing expensive cars that you can't afford. That's a downward spiral. You're obviously falling behind on your bills and that. And the upward spiral is, okay, be humble, save your money, obviously earn a decent wage, save your money, live frugal and that, invest in properties and that, wait 5-6 years, borrow against those properties. Blood. It's just too easy out here. There was a woman's house I went to the other day, and she lives in a house that's very similar to mine. Same layout, it's just on a different estate. And she said that when she came up to Northampton in the late 70s and that, she's also in her 70s. So it's a woman in her 70s and she also came to Northampton in the late 70s or something like that. She said the property was worth 8 grand, yeah? She said that her husband at the time, who's died, she tried to convince him to go halves with her, like, you know, buy the property. No, I don't want to get into no debt. Debt is bad, debt is bad. Blood, let me tell you something, yeah? There's good debt and there's bad debt. Bad debt is credit card loans, payday loans, leasing cars, going on holidays and that, using credit cards and that. That's bad debt. But good debt is taking out mortgages. Good debt is taking out a 50 grand loan to fund a business. Yeah? Every business you see, most businesses you see was funded by a loan. Someone had to take out a loan to fund that business. So anyway, he didn't want to get into debt, but it's good debt. Anyway, so that was in the late 70s. She could have bought the property for 8 grand, you know. 8 grand, you know. Now, obviously, man done the inflation calculator. I'm a madman like that. Man like to know stuff. 8 grand back in the late 70s would be the equivalent of 36 grand right now. Something like that. Either 36 grand or 63 grand. One of the two, I can't remember. But anyway, she could have bought the property for 8 grand back then. You know, the property would be worth about 195, 200. Because I got my property valued at 210. But obviously my property is a better spec. Because obviously you see my kitchen and that. You see my hallway and that. So man's done up the property and that. Obviously it ain't Buckingham Palace and that, but it does make a difference. Imagine, like what I said about my property earlier. You buy a property, you wait 5 years, you pull out the money, and then you go invest in the next property and that. You know, this woman, yeah, if she was serious about this property thing, you know, even 10 years, she wouldn't even have to have waited 10 years and that, but 10, 15 years. She could have pulled out money, bought 2 properties, waited the next 10 years. You see those 2 properties? She could have bought an extra 2 properties per property. Now she's sitting on 8 properties and that. Keep recycling, keep recycling. Next thing you know, I'm telling you, as a 70-year-old woman, she could have been sitting on 20 properties, no fucking problem. Easily. When I'm 40 years old, I could be sitting on 10 properties. Easily, man's 30 years old, I'm gonna be 31 soon, it's July 2023. I could be sitting on 10 properties at the age of 40, easily. But it starts with that one property, man. But anyway, back to the original topic, man. Then, if you're struggling for money, you're struggling for your finances are fuck, blood, you need to be ashamed of yourself. You need to do something about it. Don't get angry with me when I make this video and you look into my eyes. You look when I'm looking into the ends and the lens and that, and you think to yourself, oh fuck what Jay Wise is saying. The reason why you're angry, the reason why statements like, bruv, you're on a joke thing if your finances are fucked. You're on a joke thing if you're in the red. Yeah, you're on a joke thing if you're living paycheck to paycheck. It's pissing you off is because you're not willing to do nothing about it. Because if you're willing to do something about it, you'll say to yourself, do you know what? Fuck it. Jay's right, you know what, I'm gonna do something about it. But when you know you're not willing to do nothing about it, you don't want to hear you don't want to hear the cure to your problems because you're too lazy to fix them. Anyway, man, that's it for today, man. Stay wise, done now. Get your Rasclub finances in order, blood.